Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie, and today I have a tutorial for you for some earrings I have made with my Jesse James Beads Design Ambassador Kit Gunmetal Roses. And before I get started, I just want to say that I am dedicating this video to my Aunt Rose, who we unexpectedly lost a couple weeks ago. Very much by surprise, and she was a lovely person, and so being that my theme was gunmetal roses, I wanted to dedicate this video to her. So without further ado, I already have one of the earrings made, and I'm going to show you how I made it just in the interest of time. But you're going to need a tassel of any kind. This actually did not come in the mix. It was something I had from Jesse James Beads that I purchased separately, but I thought it really went well with the theme. This is a cha-cha tassel. This gunmetal rose came from the mix that I received, as well as the drook. And oops, I missed a bead. This little guy came in the mix. And then I put these French ear wire, and then these are bead caps of my own. And then I have 20 gauge wire here. This is artistic wire, 20 gauge, and I just cut some 3 to 4 inch lengths so that I could do the wire wrapping. And that is basically it. This is pretty much all wire wrapping. So we're going to get started. And one of the things that I like to do is, oh, and let me show you the tools. Gosh, let me for sure show you the tools. This guy helps straighten out your wire. You can straighten out with your fingers, so don't worry if you don't have this. This 20 gauge wire is pretty forgiving. You can hand warm it, as they say, with the warmth of your hands, and make it straighter. But we're going to be doing wire wrap, so it doesn't have to be super straight. So if you have one of these, they're great for sliding it through and making it straighter. But don't fret if you don't have one. It is nice to have, though. So if you're building up your tool stash, this is something nice to have on hand. It's just some nylon jaw pliers. If you don't have it, like I said, just hand warm it with your fingers. And then you're going to need round nose pliers. And then I have a couple of flat nose pliers that I like to use when I'm doing the wire wrapping. I like to use two, one to hold the loop and one to actually grab the wire with. So that's what the tools we're going to be using. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a wire wrap loop and attach our tassel. So I am basically going to come in here with my flat nose, and I'm going to bend this 90 degrees, and then I'm going to take my round nose and slide those in there right at that bend, and we're gonna bend our wire up and over our pliers, so it looks like that. Then we're gonna rotate, and we're gonna bring that back around so we have something that looks like this. Okay, slide your round nose pliers out, and you will have a loop. It looks like that. And we're gonna take our flat nose pliers, and we're just gonna kink it up a little so we have an opening. And that is what we're gonna slide our tassel on, just like that. Okay, now we're gonna take the flat nose pliers. I like these actually for this, and right where right where these meet up, you want to cover that. When I first start my loop, I use my thumb. The 20 gauge wire is pretty soft, so you don't really need your pliers. If it's long enough, you don't need them at all. But once I get around once, like I've just done, I get a better grip with my flat nose pliers. So we're gonna wrap around 3 times. And you can scooch these so they're tighter if you want. And then, oh, you are gonna need cutters. I apologize. You also gonna need cutters. And you're gonna cut your extra. See that extra? You're gonna cut that off. And then you can come back with your flat nose pliers and just, that little piece that's sticking up, you can feel it with your finger. You don't want anybody getting poked, so you just take the edge of this and you poke and you smish it. That's the technical term, smish. Smish. Oops. Don't worry if it gets out of whack, you can straighten it like that. So then you have something like this. So that's the beginning of your earring. Now you're going to take this cute little crystal bead. And actually this crystal bead came from the other mix I got. It was a strand called Obsidian. We're going to put that on there like that. Now, one of the things you want to think about, you want your loops to be going in the same direction. So see how that's like that? You want to bend your wire in the same direction as your loop. So we're going to take our flat nose pliers and we're going to bend the same direction as our loop, see? Then we're going to take our round nose pliers and we're going to put them in the bend. And we're gonna wrap this around so we can't go any further. And that's what that looks like. And then we're gonna rotate and continue wrapping our loop. And now it looks like this. Take out your round nose pliers. Okay. We're going to kink this open. And when I say that, I mean you're just going to, it's a movement of your wrist. You're going to do this, but with your whole, with the whole piece. So, and now it's open. Okay, we're going to take our gunmetal rose, and what I did is I just decided you have plenty of places to put this. Just make sure you have a spot just directly opposite of it to put your other wire. So I'm going to slide this here. And let's see, we do have something opposite. So see, that's hanging. And we're going to close that up. We're going to put our flat nose pliers. We're going to wire wrap again. Now with the tassel there, it may be easier at this point to use your other flat nose pliers. And you're just going to wrap around. Take your time. It's not a speed contest. I find if I go methodically and slow, my wraps look better. So just a tip. We've done 3 wraps. Now we're going to come in with our cutters. We're going to cut the excess. Sometimes you got to figure out what angle's best. Okay, and then we're going to feel for that rough edge because we don't want that poking anybody. That actually feels pretty good, but I think I'm gonna just poke it in a little, just to be sure. Okay. All right, and now you have pretty much most of your bracelet, listen to me, most of your earring made. So now, oh, I have a visitor. Go away, Mr. Bug. Summer in Texas, lots of critters. I'll just tell you that. Okay, so now we have our drook and our beautiful bead caps and our beautiful French wire. So we're gonna wire wrap this next. So we're gonna take our next piece of wire, and I like to make extra wire. If this doesn't work out, you have an extra piece in case you have to do something over. And that's why I recommend you have 3. But if it works out, then you just have an extra piece for your next earring that you make. So again, we're gonna take our flat nose pliers and we're going to come down maybe a couple inches, make a 90-degree bend, like that. Take your round nose pliers, put them right in that bend. You're gonna go up and over. Then you're gonna rotate. You're gonna bring that over. So you have this loop, and you're gonna pull out your pliers. Now we need to attach our rose. So we're going to kink this up so that it's open. And we're going to find the spot opposite of where we put our tassel, which looks about right like that to me. We will see before we close it if we like that or not. So just let it hang and see if that's how you like it. I actually think we need to move it over just a tad, maybe into the next little spot. Let's see if it's going to cooperate. Yeah. Okay. So you have this filigree rose, which can be kind of tricky. So what I did when I made the first one, I took my flat nose and I closed this loop that I made. That does help. And then you're going to hold it right here. And I started with my thumb, wrapping it. Okay. And then I took my other flat nose. You're going to wrap. Take your time. Wrap. Take your time. It's not a race. And see if I can get this little piece to come around. All right. We had just enough wire, I think, for that. Sometimes you gotta finagle, as they say. You gotta finagle it. And I'm gonna get rid of that little extra piece. It's a tiny piece, but it does stick out and it will poke somebody, so better be safe than sorry. All right, so here's what we have. So now we're gonna put our bead cap in our drook and our other bead cap. Come on. Like that. Now, when you're making this loop, you want to think about your ear wire and how your ear wire is oriented. So this piece down here, the loops needed to be going in the same direction so that the tassel would hang straight. in this particular instance, this loop, if you can see, the earring already is oriented just like the loop at the bottom. So in order for it to hang right, your loop is going to need to go this way. Okay, so it's actually the opposite of what you did at the bottom. You always have to think about that. Now, that doesn't mean you can't adjust it later, but with earrings, you know, you want them to hang right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make a loop perpendicular perpendicular to the one that we made down here. You see that? And so now we're going to take a round nose plier and we're going to go up and over. Okay. And now we have this. So you have a loop facing forward and you have a loop facing sideways. And now we're going to wire wrap this. You can start with your fingers, like I said. And we're going to grab that wire with our other pliers. Take your time. Let's cut off the, sorry, I smacked my camera with the tools. It's always something around here happening. Okay, and I think I want to scooch in that little piece. Okay, and then what's really nice about this too is you can, the 20 gauge wire is forgiving. You can adjust it a little, but now you have this pretty piece, okay, and your French ear wire, which is this guy, very simple. You're going to slide your French ear wire right through your loop, and it is open. So now, to make that secure, you're going to take your flat nose pliers. I'm going to try to get a little closer, and you're just going to walk this so that it touches the loop. Okay, there's your other pair, the other side, and they have lots of movement, and I love these. These have little crystals in them, and I was trying to see if I had anything I could hang that off of so you can get a better view. Let me see what I've got. If you could see this bead room, y'all, you'd be just like, holy Toledo, how did she get anything done in there? I have got to do some cleaning, for sure. Oh, let's see. I guess nothing's going to cooperate today. I had some earring stands, but I just don't know what I did with them. So maybe be a little creative here. Now that I've bored everybody to tears being off camera. But hey, I'm a creative problem solver. There you go. Cute. Fun. Gunmetal roses. Dedicated to my Aunt Rose, who we have lost way too soon. But if you make them, wear them in good health. which I wish for everybody watching. And thank you for subscribing. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And remember the bell, you can click on that and you will get notifications when I update and when I have new videos. And just so you know, I do have a series starting next Tuesday called Tutorial Tuesdays. And we're going to be starting the series off with making your own focals. And the first episode will be painting your own focals. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks for joining me today. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. Know that I appreciate whatever time you spend watching my videos. I appreciate all the beautiful comments. I hope that I've inspired you. You say that I have, and I will continue to try to do that. And I just appreciate y'all very much. So until the next video, I will see you later.